So, the last lesson of quadratics. Okay, so today we are going to find the vertex. Okay? So finding the vertex if we have vertex form is easy. Right? Finding the vertex if we have factored form is somewhat easy. Finding the vertex if we have standard form is not that easy. It's from your lesson from Friday.
Is that it, right?
I don't know.
I
Yes,
can't
you
remember.
were.
Okay.
I
So
wasn't
if,
Friday.
if I have the factored form and it's asking you to find the vertex, you need to find the axis of symmetry, right? Because remember that the vertex, let's say, passes through this point, right? And it passes through the axis of symmetry, correct? Now, it's in factored form. What can I find easily from the factored form? I can find the zeros, right? I can find my two zeros that are right here. Okay? How can you find a vertex?
It's
Okay. So if I find the zeros, right? So that's your step number one. Now, where is the vertex? Where is the vertex located with respect to the zeros?
It's probably 2 and
Huh?
two ends.
In the middle. It is in the middle. Okay? The vertex, remember that the vertex passes through the axis of symmetry, and the axis of symmetry cuts your graph in half, right? Symmetrically, cut it in half. So if I have the zeros, I know this graph doesn't look so nice and neat, but if I have right? I have the zeros, right? My vertex, which is the axis of symmetry, is right in the middle because it must cut your graph in half. So if you know your zeros, you can find the axis of symmetry because it's in the middle between the two. Okay? So your second step after finding the zeros, you need to find the axis of symmetry. By adding the two zeros and dividing it by 2. Okay? So you add the zeros, divide by 2, because that's how you find the middle. So when you do that, you found the x value of your vertex. Okay? So I found the x value of the vertex. To find the y value, right? All what I have to do, I plug in the value of the axis of symmetry in for x, solve for y. Okay? So that will be the k value of the vertex. And you can just state your vertex as the hk. We'll look at examples on how to do that. It's just you have to understand the steps. So step number 1, find the zero. Step number 2, find the axis of symmetry by adding and dividing by 2. Step number 3, finding the optimal value by plugging in that value in for x. And then that's it. This is your end. Okay? So sub in the axis of symmetry in for x and solve for y. Are you guys okay with that?
Third one.
Third one.
Yeah.
So to find the optimal value, which is basically the y value of the vertex,
Sure.
the value that you got in step number 2, this is the axis of symmetry, you have to plug it in for x.
Okay.
quickly just do one, okay? So let's say I have y equals x minus 4, x plus 2. That's factors form, right? Step number 1, find your zeros. What are your zeros?
4 negative
4 and negative 2. Okay? So my zeros are x equals 4, x equals negative 2. Okay? So I'm done with step number 1. I found my zeros. Step number 2 says find the axis of symmetry by adding the two zeros and dividing by 2. So the axis of symmetry is add the two zeros, so 4 plus minus 2 over 2. So that's 2 over 2, which is 1. Are we okay with this? I want to hear a yes or a no.
No, I'm sorry, yeah. I'm good.
Okay, so I have my axis of symmetry. All what I have to do right now, for step number 3, I have to plug in the axis of symmetry in for the x. Okay? Because the axis of symmetry represents the x value. So that will be 1 minus 4, 1 plus 2. So that's negative 3 times 3, which is negative 9. So my vertex is 1 and negative 9. Who got this? There's something you guys don't understand. You need to speak up and say, I did not get this step. Can you repeat it?
Just one step I don't understand.
Which one?
The first one, when we put the x4 and the x minus 2, why we did that? Like why we put them?
This is how you find the zeros, right? So when you find the zeros, you go back here. To find the zeros, you set equal to 0.
Oh,
X
yeah,
equals
yeah,
4.
yeah.
And you set this equal to 0.
I remember that. Okay.
So we have to find x value separate and the y
Yes.
value separate. Then
Yes.
you get the one
Now that's
Then you
section.
put it in that form.
in 2 parts. You can get vertex.
That's right.
That makes sense now. It's easy.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, if I have standard form. So for you guys, the MBF3C, if you want to find the vertex from standard form, you have to put it in factored, and then find the zeros same way that we just did. Okay? So there's an added step if you're going from standard form to the vertex. There's an added step, which is factor first, then follow the steps above. Okay? I'm gonna end the podcast in a bit, and I'm gonna show you. And this is completing the square. This is only for Eric, but because I know that you guys want to also see it, so I'm gonna show it to the whole class. And I don't want it to be on the podcast because it's gonna be too long. Okay. So in going from standard to vertex, again, you have to factor and then do the steps up. If it is in vertex form, what would my vertex be? So find the vertex if the quadratic is in vertex form. What would be your vertex be?
The one.
Find the vertex if it's in vertex form. What is the vertex?
Which I think,
H and
sorry.
E. Done. Easy.
That's it.
Right? The easiest thing is when it's in vertex form, you can find them.